As I hit the road, the scale of this trip is just beginning to dawn on me. I'm taking 10 weeks to cross Canada, and it's a big journey, and it gives you an extraordinary feeling of how enormous this country is. Nova Scotia is just the first square on the Monopoly board, and I've got the whole nation to cross, but I'm excited by the adventure of it all. I've come to Lunenburg. For over 200 years this was North America's fishing capital, and cod was king. Fishing was a way of life for generations of people who came over from Europe. But years of overfishing have meant the cod has pretty much gone, and Lunenburg now survives on tourism.
Welcome to Lunenburg.
I haven't been here 24 hours and I've got the Nova Scotia hat. Tourist till I die. What, you get donuts?
Yeah, we eat donuts, just in case we get hungry.
I'm going out fishing with Bobby and Ralph. They've worked these waters all their lives. I'm hoping to catch some cod for my lunch, but it's now in such short supply there's no guarantee I'll get any.
There is no codfish here anymore. I think we're a lot to blame for it ourselves, you know. We destroyed a lot of fish back in the years.
Commercial cod fishing is now banned, but it's okay if we try to catch the odd one by hook and line. I've never seen a hook circular like that.
And the way the fishing is right now, if you get one on, you don't want to lose it because
it's a long time before another one comes by.
Exactly right. I'll see if I can get some big for us.
I'm going to try and catch a fishy. Ah, there we are. And you can't talk a fish into existence.
No, you can't. No, they say, what is it, a fool on one end and a fish on the other? And you got a fishing line. So it's good fun when they're biting, but it's not much fun when they're not.
Not so long ago, fish would have been leaping into the boat just to have a wee nosy, but not anymore. I don't really mind, though. It's just a delight to be at sea in this cocoon of fog, fishing with these two lovely guys.
Did you spit on your bait?
No, I said a wee prayer.
Did you? It wasn't a big enough one, hopefully. What a tail. Look at
You caught it by the tail.
Not quite a codfish, but it is a fish.
The thieving bastard. I'm glad we're not doing this for a living, aren't you? Fishing is a hard life and dangerous. Bobby wasn't going to tell me till I squeezed it out of him, but he nearly lost his life in '93 when his boat was completely iced up and started to capsize.
They figure it was 35 below the wind chill. They estimate it was about 70 tons of ice on the frozen
70 tons
side.
of ice clinging to your boat?
Yeah, froze to the side of the boat.
And that's what threw it off balance?
Yeah, she just made that last heave under and started to load herself full of water. There was no recovering it then, just kept sinking.
How did that feel?
It wasn't the best of feeling.
Bobby was rescued, but it ended in tragedy for some of his friends.
There was 5 fellas we lost that time. And them fellas, I don't know what really happened to them. We picked up 3 of the bodies and 2 of them didn't even get off the boat.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a terrifying story, and I so admire how Bobby has dealt with it and has kept his love of the sea.
Oh, it was good to be out here.
I can't imagine being on a fishing boat at 35 below, 150 miles offshore, all with ice all clinging to your boat and wondering if you're going to get home. I can't imagine anything harder than that.
We're not very good fishermen.
No, we're pretty crap, aren't we?
We wouldn't make much money.
We tell a good tale, though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh! At long last our fortunes change, but it's not cod. I've got some mackerel. Whoa! Whee!
Holy mackerel, isn't that a big?
It's mackerel-a-rama. It's funny, we get nothing for ages and now we can't put the hooks back in quick enough. We did catch one cod, by the way, but he was such a wee tiddler we threw him back.
That's one of our codfish, but he will grow, hopefully.
It's so sad that as the cod fishing has gone, guys like Bobby and Ralph have become a dying breed of men. A way of life that brought so many people here just wiped out. The old fishing fishing livelihood may be gone, but next I'm heading north to where some surprising old country customs are very much alive and kicking. So where do you think you might be? Oban, Inverness, Aberdeenshire, Mallaig. We're in New Brunswick. Since 1753, people have been coming here from Scotland, since the Highland clearances, really. And they tend to cling to the culture of what they see as the culture. Personally, I have mixed feelings about it.
You got a big head?
That's not bad.
Oh,
Oh
that's
my
fabulous.
God.
Can I have a picture with you and that hat on?
No, how dare you, leave me alone. I think it's a new world thing, a need for something old. And they seem to assume that old means good. When I was a wee boy, not only didn't we wear kilts, we frowned on people who did. We used to shout, "Kilty, kilty, cold bum." And to this day, I am wary of people who wear kilts. But then, there are bits of Scottish culture I just love, and it's hard for me not to get carried away by them. This is a real thing. It's poetry. It's wordless poetry. The band of Scots that landed here has clung on to its Highland traditions and kept them remarkably intact. This sport shows you how boring life was in Highland villages, where people would say, "Let's throw trees this afternoon." I know what we'll do. We'll throw a tree up in the air. His underwear's a bit on the long side. Why fronts don't cut it. Calvin Klein means nothing here. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, yes. Perfect. Perfect. Excellent. I think culture should be constantly on the move, forever changing. But people here seem to relish being more Scottish than the Scots themselves. Hello, Sean. How do you do?
Mr. Connelly, good to
Nice to
meet
see you, yeah.
as well.
I've seen people here who have never been in Scotland who are wearing all this stuff and very Scottishy about it. How do you feel about that?
When we get here, we get amongst these people, and we wear the kilt, and we hear bagpipes. Something, all the worries of life go away. It just makes us feel good.
I can understand that.
Most of these people here aren't really working to be Scottish. They're
Yeah.
just out enjoying
Just enjoying being
Scottish.
I've got nothing against that whatsoever. I don't know if this is the direction I would have gone in if I was an immigrant. In one way I find it refreshing, another way I find it kind of very mysterious. I find myself being swung towards their way of thinking. But then again, I was always easily led. I think you can tell.
Direct from Scotland, we have a visitor, Mr. Billy Conway.
And when the massed bands strike up, something stirs in me. And no matter how much I try not to like this, I love it. I go all wobbly inside, I can't help it. When the drums and pipes go, it's just, I'm putty in the hands. You can't refuse an occasion to make Scottish cool. And it really is pretty nifty. As I hit the road with the music still ringing in my ears, I think I can see why all this Scottishness is so strong over here. And I think it's the size of the place and the amount of wilderness that makes them so keen on their culture. Anything that you can grab that makes you feel at home must bring you great solace.